not a vampire, not an alien. I'm not the fucking mummy, I'm a goblin.
Greetings and welcome, infidels. I am the Twisted Goblin. And I'm here for all your fucking videos, You want horror? We got it. We want to talk about some random drama where I have a really strong opinion about. I most likely talk about, but I always try to make a positive spin out of it. Anyway, so today I'm talking about Ceepers Creepers. Why you hide those people? So, Ceepers Creepers was a good movies franchise. The first one I watched like a year ago or 6 months ago, I don't know. I fucking have videos about him. I watched the second one also. That was one of bus, you know. They were all on a bus. They were running. The first one was more like, okay, they're going to the lair. We're in the lair. They're going thing. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. They're in the lair. They try to like all bones and all kind of thing. It's a fucking demon. We gotta fucking. It's not just a person. He is a demon, and he has all teeth, and he eats the other people to able to heal. So he heals by eating other people. That's pretty much his whole man. Oh, so yes, he can be hurt, but he can. If he eats somebody, he can break. Even if his head goes missing, he gets can able to have to new head. He literally can absorb a new head, and then it's like you see first him, and then it goes. It's a very much demon possessed guy. Maybe it was sometimes, you know. So this demon, Ceepers Creepers, he has also a truck with a lot of booby traps. And yeah, in the second one, he fucking hunts somebody. He hunts a bus with people on it. They get stranded on the road, and they one for one they get killed. In the third one, we got one of the survivors, like literally a survivor group, and all the survivors became this, you know, a little bit of a merry band, you know. They have training. They had training to get to this fucking demon. Of course, there are people, sons of those first characters. There's also this chick that's very much become crazy. There's always something between the movies that happens. And with Ceepers Creepers, like literally somebody dies in the beginning of this movie, and that girl has already like been a mainstay. It's like, no. We're not only gonna have the ones that survived the last movies. We're also gonna have the ones that didn't die on the last movie. The one that died of the children that died in the first 5 seconds of this movie. And so that's one of the woman. She has the thing. Her son kind of went crazy about it. Took a hand home, and a hand shows her a lot of visions of how he's born. We don't fucking know how he's created. We don't know, and I don't think we find out, or we did find out in one of the other movies, but I didn't remember. Either way, she is one of the things. Then there is the cops, the son of one of the survivors of the second movie, and they go after they find out this. Their truck is not one that you can just go against. The truck, it can bullets crazy, even though he has like a gun that should kill him. On his truck, that doesn't do shit. There's also a girl that survives and it gets into the truck. The demon didn't care much apparently. The demon's like, oh, he's dead. She is dead, right? She's unconscious. I don't feel fear. She comes down. It's like, oh, she tries to get out of there. Eventually, she gets out of there after, chasing and then he gets out of there and he gets almost killed in his own traps. He got like annihilated. It's like, oh fuck my head, my brain. Eventually, he kind of dies from all the pain, from all the thing, and not able to feed. And gets a little bit annihilated by things. Like literally, it's lots of things are done after each other. This done. After that, he gets into this shooting match where they try to get to him. He gets there. It's one wing gets. Then this chick that did survive the guy tries to get. It's like in the end, he dies. He dies. He is. We're gonna miss him. It's a very much slow death, not this grandiose death, but it is a lot to do with the last 5 minutes. So that was this. That was just Ceepers Creepers. I feel like, okay, we're gonna have another one. He survived. He has a thing. We get another one, Reborn. That's in 2018, so it's very far after the third one. I have no idea if this is a reboot or a continuation. I'm very, very fucking lost on Reborn. I was like, okay, where is this a reboot? Because it feels like a reboot. We get introduced to his new lair. A new lair. His last lair seemed more like an old hut. This thing seems like in the middle of nowhere, between trees there are more birds than there were before. There's a white bird for some reason. There is a bird, the white bird, like a white crow for some reason, and the rest are other normal crows. So crows are a bigger thing in the reboot, and there is also been stories about was Ceepers Creepers 1, 2, 3 real or was a movie. It's very much that Scream, because Scream has Step. The Step series that but Scream did that like very first. Like, okay, there's a movie about it in the fucking that universe. This Ceepers Creepers has that for the Reborn too. It's like there's a movie about it. They don't know if it's real or not. Some people think it's about true stories. Some people don't. And people love true stories now. And I mean, look at how many documentaries, movies that we have had from serial killers. Actually serial killers, so they get no sense about it, but it's like has been this in real life too, so it's not like that never happens in real life, because that stuff happens in real life. Here it's just a demon, and now there is a cult behind him. It's not like first it was like, oh, and now he wants to be reborn, and the way he can be reborn is by having a baby. Literally, like somebody pregnant, getting a baby step, so he gets able to feast on that baby, so he can be reborn or something. Of course, that doesn't work. There is this group of people that goes to. One is a very nerdy. There's always that horror nerd every fucking time. That always keeps on talking, even in the Scream franchise, but that's like Scream. The Scream has its own thing, and Scream is like knows what they're doing and knows how to make it a little bit expensive. But every horror movie feels like it needs that for some reason. We don't have the movie. We don't have that girl is the final girl anymore. We don't have that always. Or that she is like that the guy has to save her. We don't have that. Or that the black guy is the first one to die. No, we don't have that anymore. That's off. But we still have the nerd guy. You know, the nerdy guy that has to be the known everything about it. That has to like literally knows everything about the fucking killer. Very much a big time horror fan that overshares everything he knows about horror things, like, oh, he wants to go there, oh, he's a big fan of his fucking serial killer, oh, he wants to know more, oh, he wants that, like, he goes everywhere, and he has a girlfriend that doesn't care about it at all, but somehow that hot chick still loves him and loves, like, even though she doesn't care. I would shut the fuck up about it. I can be the biggest fan about this horror movie. If my girlfriend doesn't like it, I'm not gonna drag her to that. I'm not gonna keep on telling, yes, a good girlfriend goes with his boyfriend to some place that he likes. Sure, but this is all the way out there. This is very far out there. This is about something she doesn't believe because she's a scientist, but doesn't believe in Ceepers Creepers, being a demon and everything. But they go to that, and then she is like having that fantasy, but he's not gonna be dressed. No, for Halloween he's not gonna be dressed. That's the thing only his girlfriend is. So she's already there, and then they win this fucking lottery to be in this spectacular horror walkthrough. So she goes with that. Ends up, this was a cult, and this cult hired some random people to get that, and this cult trapped them in the house from Ceepers Creepers, and they're now trapped with the demon. The demon is there. The demon takes the girl from the nerdy guy. She gets gonna be sacrificed. So this is all already different than the first three. The first three were very much like simple. just a demon, but now the demon has followers, and those followers kind of a thing, and they sacrifice those and he starts killing them for one. But mostly he wants the kid, wants her to, you know, because she's pregnant, she has things. So those are the things that he really wants to do. It's very weird. Like we see that he like want to do this, that he has seemed to be done this, or this was a vision. Then there is also this cult, that thing. We don't know what the fuck happens to this cult afterwards, but we do know the demon, the Ceepers Creepers demon, has a sound reckon. He kind of thing. He tries to kill them one for one, and eventually he falls on a fucking spike after a thing, and well, actually he doesn't fall. He gets the spike right in through him by some miracle, and also his wing didn't work anymore. So so he is dead. He is totally gonna be dead. Then all birds come after he dies, after stabbed. The birds come and gets his body away when the cops are showing up. It's like birds are coming. All the birds take all those crows take him away, and it seems like he's alive, like this end credit scene kind of thing. And I'm like, well, this sucks. This feels like you just wanted to make an occult, and we don't know anything more about this. It's literally the fourth fucking movie about Ceepers Creepers. Give us something more than, you know, that. Give us something why he's created, how he is created. It feels like this cult created him or something. Like also the cult itself, we don't know what has happened. They just do. We know who the cult is. That it is first few, but they don't come thing. It just ends with them being saved and being the Ceepers Creepers still being alive with the end credit scene stuff. That's about it. I feel like Reborn was not that good. It was very much like a reboot going on. And yes, I watched it after I watched Ceepers Creepers 3, so it's like very much like, oh, I wanted to see what's going on, but they don't expand. It feels like more like the first movie again, but with a cult into the middle and somebody that thinks that it is a movie franchise instead of the actually true happenings stuff. And you know, the guy and very nerdy guy. I give this one. I think the nerdy guy survived. I was not sure. Normally he dies in scary movies, but whatever. They're not that iconic. They're not that thing. You've seen it hundreds of times. This kind of for Reborn. I think the one before this was much more better. They grow up. They're adults. They try to kill him. You see the hand. I wish we saw in the third one. I wish we saw what happened, what they saw, like this vision of, you know, now how he's created. You know now. It's like, I wish we know. Maybe we known that in the first or second one, but I don't remember a fucking thing about this. But it could be that it isn't. And I felt like the third one was better, but I felt like we could have watched what the fuck, how he was born, how he was created in the third one again. Giving us something. In the Reborn, we kind of got a clue of the cult summoned a demon or something. But still, it's like, why does this cult do this? There's so many questions still fucking not there. Also, why the fuck is his truck bulletproof in the third one? That's like something I just like, how is that bulletproof? Why is that bulletproof? What the fuck? Is this a fucking truck out of hell or something? I don't know. I have no fucking clue. But I give it I give the third one an 8 out of 10. I feel like it was a good, fine movie. Not too scabby, not too thing, but it built it on top of the things. It had some few things. The Reborn one is just a reboot that fucking sucked. And it's also like, oh, the other third ones are a movie in this one. But they also could be true. It's like very reboot, pre-reboot kind of thing. It's like, not really a reboot, but we kind of rebooted. But we don't want to count all the fans going there. So it's kind of a reboot, kind of not a reboot going on. And that's probably it. I feel like the reasons, I still think horror movies are great. And I still think, I feel like Ceepers Creepers is a bit iconic. you know, an iconic horror thing that you don't see any as much anymore. So like horror icons being created, you don't see that anymore. So like, because Saw is still going, Chucky is still going, those are iconics. A Nightmare on Elm Street has not been going after the bad reboot they tried. So that one could have been died. I don't think everything needs a reboot. So even though, and I feel like A Nightmare on Elm Street actually did like really well. It had a good ending. It had a thing. It did very well with everything. And even the last one was done was kind of a reboot because then it was in Demon and the rest of it was in movies. But whatever. I felt, and then you got the reboot. The reboot was not that done well. But I feel like Nightmare on Elm Street in this time age could be so good, but also could be so bad. It could go either way. So when it comes to iconic things, Ceepers and Creepers didn't hit the mark with a reboot. Reborn was, I didn't like it, even as a follow-up to the movies. I don't think it's very much good. So Reborn, I give like a 6 out of 10. I think the third one was better. But anyway, that's my opinion about the movies and about Ceepers Creepers. You know, you could have another opinion, but these are the reasons that Ceepers and Creepers will not be the top tier of my things. Chucky is better, Saw franchise is better, the Scream franchise is better, and that's still going even. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna end it here before I get in a 20 or 30 minutes video again. I am the Twisted Goblin! And I hope all of you beautiful people that I see you next time. Goodbye, good night.
Then the days got worse and worse, and now you see I've gone completely out of my mind.